Trades aren't won at 9:30. They're won before the market even opens. Because when the bell rings, it's chaos. There's so much going on. Stocks are moving all over the place. It's way too late to start your process. I mean, if you show up at the opening bell, which unfortunately many traders do, you're deer in the headlights at the end of the day. You see all this movement, all this news, and you freeze. Or even worse, I mean, freezing is probably the best thing you can do. The worst thing is you just get impulsive and you just pile into something and then you get destroyed. So you're either prepared or you're reacting and you're trading emotionally. Reactive traders, they're the ones who chase, hesitate, and ultimately make a ridiculous amount of mistakes. Trading should be methodical. You should never feel rushed to do anything. Now, if you show up at 9:29, you're always going to feel rushed. The traders who stay consistent, they already know exactly what they're looking for. So today, I'm going to walk you through my exact morning routine so you can copy it, adapt it, and make it your own. Now, as you go through this, pull up your free day trading workbook below. This is where you start turning preparation into a repeatable system. Mapping your watch list, setting levels, and locking in your plan before the market even opens. Because routine is not optional. It is your edge. So what time do we actually start? Now, this is where some people will misunderstand. I talk a lot about getting up at 4 a.m. and people think I get up at 4 a.m. because that's when the NASDAQ and the NYSE start trading. It's not why I do it. I get up that early so I can take care of myself. Basically, from 4 to 7 a.m. is my quote-unquote selfish time. It's when I read my scripture. It's when I read some books. It's when I spend some time thinking about the day. I work out. I hit the cold plunge. I get breakfast. It's kind of my me time before all the chaos start. Now, on that note, I know I'm kind of one of those guys, but highly recommend taking care of yourself. I'm not saying you got to get up at 4 a.m., but spend some time each day to make sure you're high energy, you're healthy, you feel good. Okay, we all know that if you're tired, you're grumpy, you don't feel good, it's going to translate into your decision making. So I would start some sort of plan right now. I recommend doing it early. Eat that biggest rock of the day, get it done. You're high energy, you feel good about that, and you're ready to start the trading day. Now, when it truly starts, and this is what I'd recommend for you guys, is really at 7 a.m. From 4 to 7 a.m., stocks are trading, but the volume is low. There's almost no news flow. I mean, occasionally you have that early AM press release, but it's rare. I mean, I'm like when I'm working out, I will look at my phone between sets to see what's moving, but I'm not really making any actionable decisions. I just kind of want to see, okay, what tickers are moving. Now at 7 a.m., the volume goes way up. A lot of brokerage accounts come online. I would recommend having a brokerage account that lets you trade the entire day. But the reality is some of these only start the day at 7 a.m. and you'll see the volume reflect that. I mean, there's millions of traders that can't trade 4 to 7 a.m. and that's one of the reasons the volume is so low. I don't want to trade low volume markets. So even though I can trade at 4 or 5 a.m., I don't want to because most people, well, not most, but a lot of people can. So at 7 a.m., as I mentioned, I'm looking at those stocks that started gapping up in after hours the night before, stocks that had news either in after hours or early that morning, and I'm rolling over my watch list. We built that watch list yesterday, so I want to, what stocks from yesterday are still holding up, are still in play today. So I'm rolling those stocks over to watch list. If that stock gapped down in pre-market, it's selling off, it's no longer a watch. I love those multi-day movers, especially for new traders. We love when stocks follow through to the next day because our odds go way up because it's not what we call that one and done. Then going back to that last video, I'm running my scans, looking for that price, volume, and float criteria, and I'm analyzing catalysts. So now in that window, I've got plenty of time to prepare for the day. Once you get this kind of filtered down, you're really talking about 15, 20 minutes. Now today, as a new trader, it might take you hours. I remember when it used to take me hours, but by doing that process every day, I got better at it. I got more efficient. I knew things that mattered and didn't matter. Now it takes 10, 15 minutes tops. And my approach is, if you're unwilling to spend 10 to 15 minutes to get ready for the trading day, you're risking real money, in the markets. If you're unwilling to spend that much time to prepare, you're probably not serious, and you might want to reassess that. Next, I'm going to start setting alerts at the key levels based on all of the chart patterns that we went over in the previous lessons. Is it a dip and rip? Is it an RCT? Is it a weak open red to green? Is it a VWAP hold high a day? Is it a dollar cross play? All of these setups that we trade, I want to analyze the chart and set levels right below, or alerts right below the buy point. Again, I'm busy. You guys are extra busy because you're trading part-time. I want to be alerted as that stock's moving so that then I can buy it at my predetermined price. Next thing we do, each one of these stocks on our watch, we're going to build a trade plan. We're going to know how much we're willing to risk each and every trade. Every trade has an entry, a stop, and a profit target. Then we use that trade plan to decide our position sizing. Now, a lot of people trade the same amount of shares no matter what the stock is, and they get in trouble. Some stocks are way more volatile than other stocks. Some stocks move 50 cents in a second. Some stocks move 5 cents in an hour. They're both tradable, but if you're using the same position size, you can really get in trouble, because a stock with 50 cents of range, you're going to size down because that means it has 50 cents to the downside, and we're always going to protect. The number one thing that takes out new traders is trading without a plan. They don't go into the trade thinking about their downside. They only think about their upside. That's not the way we do it. We go into a trade knowing exactly how much I'm going to lose if this trade goes against me, and it's non-negotiable. So if I'm buying a stock at $1 and I'm risking 90 cents and I'm willing to lose $100 on that trade, I buy 1,000 shares, because I know going in, if it hits my stop, I'm losing 10 cents a share, which is $100. Now maybe it's a mid-price stock and I'm buying at 5 and I'm risking 450 and my goal is more like 650. Well, if you have determined your max acceptable loss to be $100, you're going to have less shares in that trade because there's more range. Make sure you know your downside and your upside going in. We can't control how much we make, but we can control how much we lose, and we do that by having a plan. Now, what we don't do ever is chase. Okay, we don't buy stocks that just show up out of the blue. We wait for our analysis, we build a plan, and execute if the stock goes through. We don't FOMO into trades. Just show up and see somebody talking about it in a chat room or see it moving and then just, I'm going to jump in and hope it goes up. That never works. Chasing and FOMO trades, you'll get lucky about 1 out of 10. I mean, you might win chasing, you might win FOMO trading, but the other 9 trades, you're going to get destroyed. It's going to erase anything you made on that one and probably melt your account to the ground. What we want to do is exactly the opposite. Losing is part of trading, but we want to flip that script so we're winning more than we're losing, because losing is part of trading. We accept that, but we control our losses. So routine creates consistency, and consistency is what keeps you in the trading game. But preparation only matters if you know how to execute it. So in the next video, we're going to be walking through your very first trade step by step, because when you click buy, you need to know exactly what's happening.